Hello, friends, and welcome to Yoga by the Moon. My name is Michelle, and I'm here to guide you through a last quarter moon practice for October 14th, 2025. This last quarter moon is positioned in Leo. And yes, we are still in Libra season. Last quarter moons we're coming off of the full moon and we're transitioning into the new moon. So the moon is darkening. It's asking us to kind of turn inward, to be gentle with ourselves, kind of integrate lessons is what the last quarter moon is all about. Whereas the full moon that we just had last week illuminated conflicts that we had in our internal and external relationships and where things didn't jive among them. And now we get to integrate the lessons that we learned from those conflicts. We can release the patterns and habits that led us there and release the past, just let go of the past as we turn inward. This particular last quarter moon is positioned in Leo, which is a powerfully expressive fire sign. And that seems a little disharmonious with turning inward, right? But we can use that energy that Leo has, a beautiful energy of Leo, and we can be creative with ourselves, expressive. And when we feel those emotions and when we tap into our creativity, we can become more authentic and true to ourselves. And when we do that, that allows us to turn inward and know ourselves better. So we can use the energy of Libra season where we are in right now to find balance between that fiery, expressive, desirous nature of Leo and balancing it with ease and gentle practice. Leo's very open-hearted and open, and by being open, we allow ourselves to be fully expressive of our emotions, which allows for release. And in doing so, using the energy of Libra and Leo with all of those things, we can follow that path of introspection that the last quarter moon asks of us. And so we will kind of tap into a little bit of all of that in our practice today. And to begin with, we will start with lion's breath as our breath work for the day. It's very apt for Leo. Leo is represented by the lion. And this particular breath is a very expressive breath, very much harnessing the energy of Leo. But it also allows your body to wind down, which is very apt for the last quarter moon. So we get to kind of combine those energies using this breath work. Now you might feel a little silly doing it. It seems a little silly, but I promise you it feels really, really good. So you can watch me with the first one and then we'll do 3 more together. So you're just going to inhale deeply through your nose. And as you exhale, we're going to do it out the mouth and stick our tongue out like a lion. Good. And I know it seems really silly and you're like, why would I want to do that? But I promise you it feels really great. When you allow yourself to be expressive like that without worry of judgment or fear of how you look, you can really release into those things and tap into that creativity. So I invite you to do 3 more with me just like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, tongue out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, roar it out. 1 more like that. Inhale through the nose. Big roar, exhale. Very good. And now we'll begin our movement practice standing today on the mat. I will face you so that you can kind of see how we're going to begin Plant those feet underneath those hip points, pressing down into all four corners of the feet as you lift your chest up to the sky, rolling those shoulders back and down, palms facing forward. Beautiful, strong mountain pose. Finding balance and harmony in our bodies as we begin. On our next inhale, we're going to sweep our hands up overhead and bring our hands together. And as we exhale, release and bring those hands down through heart center. 2 more just like that. Inhale, sweep those hands up. Exhale, down, hands down through center. Inhale, sweep those hands up. Reach and exhale. Pull those hands down through center, and this time we're going to fold all the way down. Find a nice bend in your knees so that you can touch the floor comfortably. Gently rocking back and forth, maybe shaking your head yes or no. Finding a little bit of ease in this forward fold stretch. In forward folds, we are in a subtle inversion, which means that our heart is above our head, and that tells our body to start winding down, to start finding ease. Take one more deep breath in, one more deep breath out. We're going to walk our hands a little bit forward and drop onto our knees for a tabletop position, but we're not going to stay here very long. Kind of crawl those knees back a little bit so you can drop to your knees. Then drop your chest to the mat, then your chin. On an inhale, head, neck, and shoulders lift in a cobra. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then exhale, press back into our first downward dog of the practice. We do not have too many of these, but for the first one, as we find ease and unwind ourselves, we're going to pedal our heels back and forth, walking your dog. Finding what feels good, what is expressive of you in this posture. Maybe you want to sway a little back and forth. Maybe you want to look under one armpit as you generously bend one knee and straighten the other. And then shift sides. Maybe you would like that. Maybe you need a little bit of undulation in your spine. Maybe you just want some stillness. Wherever you are, take one more deep breath in. Long exhale out through the mouth. On your next breath in, we're going to lift our right leg up to the sky. And then exhale. Bring that foot between your hands, as many steps as you need to take to get there, and drop down onto that left knee. Shift those hips forward and rise on up into a low lunge. Arms up overhead, pressing forward. Even though this is an easier balancing posture, it is still a balancing posture, a very strong posture. And if you lean a little back, it's also very heart opening. So it kind of harnesses the energy of Libra and Leo together in this posture. One more breath in. As you breathe out, bring your right hand down to touch the back of your left thigh. Reach your left arm up and back and sort of twist your torso to the right side of the mat as we revolve our low lunge. One more breath in like that. As you breathe out, bring your hands to frame your foot and then shift your hips backwards, sort of straightening through that right leg in a half splits. You should feel a nice stretch along the back of that right leg. It's definitely a hamstring stretch, but I tend to feel it pretty strongly in my calves too, because my calves get very tight. Keep those hips square to the front of the mat. That's really going to help with that sensation in the back of your leg. One more breath in like that. As you exhale, slowly come forward, planting those hands on either side of your foot. Bring your right knee to meet your left and drop knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, press up to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Take one breath here just to kind of situate yourself. Then on your next breath in, raise that left leg to the sky. Exhale, left foot between your hands, as many steps as you need to get there. Drop that right knee to the mat. Press those hips forward as you raise your arms up into a low lunge. Strong posture here. Bold posture, just like the lion for Leo. One more breath in. And as you exhale, your left hand is going to come to the back of that right thigh, reaching down. Your right arm is going to reach forward, up and back. And your torso is going to twist to the left side of the mat. Keep those hips pressing forward as you revolve your low lunge. Breathe here. One more breath in. As you breathe out, slowly unwind your upper body. Plant your hands on either side of your foot. Square your hips to the front of the mat, and then press them back as you straighten that left leg. Half splits on the other side. A nice stretch for the back of that leg. A nice release. Balancing the fire of the low lunge and revolved low lunge with surrender and ease. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, this time we're going to bring our left knee to meet the right. Keep your hips above your knees as you keep your arms out. Walk your arms out more as you melt your heart to the mat. Drop your head down into a puppy posture. The ultimate posture of surrender and release. Bowing to the universe, bowing to the divinity in yourself. One more breath in. As you breathe out, look up to your hands and then pull yourself forward onto your belly towards your hands. And then drop all the way down. Bring those hands underneath your shoulders, and on an inhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat into a low baby cobra. Gentle heart opener, chest opener for open, loving self-expression. Just going to hold here for a couple more breaths. One more breath in. As you breathe out, come back all the way down. Now we're going to do a yogi pancake and flip over onto our backs. Keep your knees bent, feet on the mat, as close or as far away from your bum as you would like. You don't need to be able to brush your heels with your fingertips or anything like that, just wherever is comfortable for you. Find your spine pressing into the mat. Feel your shoulder blades back and down together like you're standing in Tadasana earlier. Feel the back of your neck, your shoulders, the base of your spine all pressing into the mat. Feel your feet pressing firmly into the mat. And then on our next inhale, we will gently lift our tailbone and then spine vertebrae by vertebrae off the mat. Maybe you crawl your shoulder blades together just a little bit more. A gentle heart opener once again, finding that ease while we open our hearts for expression and surrender and release. One more breath in. As you exhale, slowly return your spine vertebrae by vertebrae down to your tailbone onto the mat. Straighten your left leg to the bottom of the mat as you lift your right foot off the mat and straighten that leg. We're going to grab the back of our legs wherever is comfortable. Maybe you just want to grab the back of your thigh. Maybe you grab the back of your calf. Maybe you grab at the ankle. Maybe you take your peace fingers on your right hand to wrap around the toe on your right foot. Wherever you are, have a soft bend in your knee and don't pull onto the back of your knee. You don't want to do anything harmful to that knee joint. It's very delicate and it holds us upright. So let's give it some TLC and not jostle it. Just a gentle stretch for the back of our thigh once again. It doesn't need to be this cranking as deep as you can go. How flexible am I? Hamstring release. Just something gentle and subtle. One more breath in. If you're doing the peace fingers around your big toe, switch your hands so that your left peace fingers are wrapped around your right big toe now, and bring your right foot across to the left side of the mat. Keep your shoulder blades both firmly planted on the mat, maybe opening up through your right arm, maybe even turning over to look over your right shoulder as we do a reclined twist variation. Twists are so good for letting go and releasing. One more breath in. As you breathe out, slowly unwind and bring your right leg to meet the left on your mat. Slowly maybe wiggle those legs out a little bit if it feels a little tight. Notice maybe one side feels a little different than the other. Maybe not, and that's okay. One more breath in. As you exhale, lift that left leg up to the sky. Maybe you grab the back of the thigh, maybe the back of the calf, maybe your ankle. Maybe you take your left peace fingers to wrap around your left big toe. Wherever you are, we're going to do a gentle hamstring stretch on the left side now. Releasing once again. Finding ease. I always like to say, find your edge and back off of it. Don't meet it or push past it. Back off of it. Be kind to your body. It's the thing we live in, right? It's the one thing that's consistent about our day-to-day. It may not be consistent in and of itself, but it is our home, and that in and of itself is consistent. One more breath in like this. If you had those left peace fingers around your left big toe, take the right peace fingers now around the left big toe and bring your left foot across to the right side of your mat. Keep your left shoulder blade pressing down onto the mat. It's going to want to pop up as you twist, but don't let it. Open up through that left arm maybe and look over that left shoulder if that's accessible to you to deepen the twist. And breathe as we wind down, letting that darkness of the quarter moon start to bring peace and gentleness to us and calm. There's a reason we're able to sleep at night when the moon is up and it's darker in the sky, because as things darken, they calm, they wind down. One more breath in. As you exhale, slowly unwind. And this time, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together as we lay down, creating a diamond shape with our legs. Now your heels can be as close to your bum or as far away as is comfortable for you. Maybe you take your hands and rest them on the tops of your thighs to keep gently pressing your hips open in this reclined butterfly posture. As I've said so many times before, and I will say so many times again, we store so much of our emotions in our hips. So if we do gentle hip release like this reclined butterfly posture, we can be fully expressive of those emotions, doing what Leo and this last quarter moon both simultaneously ask of us to release, so that we can follow that path of introspection and calmness and awareness and attunement. Deep breaths here. Any emotions that arise, allow yourself to feel them, express them, and release them. Now you may choose to finish your practice in this posture, or you may choose to bring one heel down to the bottom of the mat, followed by the other, gently resting your hands on the side of the mat in a Shavasana. Wherever you are, maybe softly close your eyes or find a soft gaze as we take a few moments of deep relaxation. And I will guide you through a meditation for this particular moon phase. I'd like you to imagine yourself standing outside under the moonlight. Its energy shines with courage, creativity, and bold expression. The light of the moon is as a spotlight on you, illuminating your true, authentic self. Feel its light gently holding you, enfolding you. It reminds you of your unique gifts, your unique desires, your unique power. The radiant energy fills your heart, making you unafraid. You feel safe, bold, powerful. Now, as you look at the moon, focus on the half that is dark. Any fears or doubts or worries that you have that might be holding you back from following your true, authentic nature and your authentic dreams. Allow them to be swallowed up by that darkness. As you release those fears, doubts, and worries into the dark of the moon, you feel light, spacious. You have a steady, balanced reminder of your inner power. In this last quarter moon, and Leo and Libra work together to radiate that power within you. You have a deep sense of connection to yourself, to your true nature, to your true desires. You feel aligned with your own power. Take a deep breath in and bring your hands to your heart if it feels safe to you. Feeling that connection to your heartbeat. Bringing that power to hold it within. And as you exhale, release anything that isn't serving that power. Carry this sense of connection with you into the coming days. Allow it to guide you on a path of introspection and journeying further and deeper into yourself. If your eyes were closed or you had a soft gaze, slowly flutter them open. Wiggle your hands, your feet. Gently find some movement in your arms and legs. Roll over to one side and slowly, carefully, gently press yourself up to a seat. I'm going to bring my hands to prayer at my own heart in thanks and gratitude and love for each and every one of you for joining me as we follow the path of introspection and release. It is always my honor that you join me and allow me to guide you by the moon. Our next practice will be a beautiful new moon practice, so I hope you will continue to join me and follow me in this beautiful lunar, ever-changing astrological energy as we move together, breathe together, and turn inward together. And truly from my heart to yours, namaste.